Okay, let's see. Get this pointed the right way. Today's Thursday again, but this is my Wednesday lesson. And next week might be Thursday also. And now I'm live, so I don't know if you were hearing the first couple things I said. But anyway, hello. I want to talk just a little bit today about LDL cholesterol. It was on my mind partially because of that documentary that I talked a little bit about last week. The what's it called? You Are What You Eat on Netflix, the twin study. Again, some things I definitely agree with in that documentary, and there's a lot, and I also have a lot of problems with how they portray healthy eating. Um, anyway, what I wanted, one thing, for example, um, one of the things that they use at the end of the documentary, towards the end of the last episode, to prove that in their view, and I believe they believe this, I just disagree. But one of the pieces of evidence that they use to show this is that LDL went down. LDL, as you may know, is known as the bad cholesterol. When you get blood work done and you have a cholesterol panel, um, and well, there's a standard cholesterol panel, and then there's a more useful one. That's another topic. But LDL is known as the bad cholesterol. And I do agree that if you have very high LDL, you need to watch that and consider some things. However, so some surprises that I thought. First of all, lowering LDL cholesterol is absolutely expected when you go vegan versus omnivore, because even switching to vegetable oils, for example, which are not healthy, but they lower LDL, but that doesn't mean you actually lower risk of death or heart attack. For example, there was a big study, I don't have it here, but if you want me to share a link with the study, um, just let me know. But there was a big one in Minnesota, big meaning there were, I think, thousands of people in the study, at least hundreds. It was done in the 70s, I believe, maybe 80s, but I'm pretty sure it was the 70s. And the researchers were wanting to show that saturated fats were bad, so they were having people, it was either a jail, I think it was a mental hospital or possibly a jail. It's a study that would not be done today. It wasn't ethical to basically experiment on people like this, but they did. And so they fed some the same diets, but some got, butter basically and animal fats, and some got margarine and vegetable oils. And um, the researchers were not happy with the results because, and the results didn't, were literally in somebody's basement until like the last 10 years when they were discovered, because it showed, yes, LDL went down for the vegetable oil and margarine group, but the rate of death and heart attack actually went up. That's just one example. There's other examples. Now, there are a lot of research studies. If you Google it, you'll find lots of research studies claiming to find correlation of higher LDL means higher risk of cardiovascular disease. It's not at all clear. And on the contrary, there's a study, for example, and again, if you have very high LDL, and particularly if you have the small, dense particle size of LDL and high number of those, that's not good. And if you have a combination of high LDL and inflammation, that's not good. But LDL is, so one surprise for you, for example, is that your immune system needs LDL. Cholesterol is good. Your brain is I forget the percentage, but there's a large, your brain is mostly fat and a lot of it is cholesterol. You need cholesterol. Your body makes cholesterol. The less cholesterol you eat, the more cholesterol your body will make. The more cholesterol you eat, the less cholesterol your body will make. because your body knows you need cholesterol and it will make it for you if you don't take it in your diet. Cholesterol is not bad. It's more the inflammation, and it's more those small, the type of LDL cholesterol that's important for cardiovascular risk. Another surprise for you about LDL is of people admitted to the hospital for heart attacks, about half of them have normal LDL, are considered in the normal range, optimal range of LDL. About a quarter of them have high LDL, and about a quarter of them have below the optimal range of LDL. There's very little correlation. I mean, there's no correlation in that one. Um, so LDL is a much more complicated picture than is often talked about. And lowering LDL may or may not be helping your health. Depends on how low it's going, for one thing, and what else is going on. Is there inflammation going on, for example? So that's just a little bit to share on LDL for you. And on another topic, let's see, there was one more thing for LDL, but on another topic, I just updated on my website. I have a page listing the various services that I have available on my website. So if you haven't visited wellnesswisdomforwomen.com yet, I encourage you to check that out. And if you join my email list there, my email audience, I send out usually about one email a week. The first thing you'll get now is a video lesson where I talk about uh, why to never ever please don't diet, and why, and the physiology behind that, and what to do instead. And then I have a few tangents in there as well related to metabolic health. Talk about insulin resistance, for example. Um, so that's a video lesson. It was day one of the recent 7-day kickstart to metabolic health, which is also now available for purchase on my website for a small price. Um, but day one lesson of those 7 you can get for free, and as well as then my other guides for metabolic health and being on my email list with just weekly tips. So visit me there. And oh, and the one more thing about LDL. If you are taking a statin, um, be sure that you take CoQ10 as a supplement. It's just something I often will mention to people if I know that they're taking a statin. Statins, again, are a whole nother topic I won't talk about right now, but they lower your body's ability to produce CoQ10. Your heart in particular, your body generally, but your heart in particular needs CoQ10. Our ability to produce CoQ10 in our body declines with age anyway, and then it declines a lot more if you're taking a statin. So be sure to supplement with CoQ10. And yes, there are different qualities of CoQ10. You can ask me more about that. Some forms are more utilizable by your body than others. So get a good quality CoQ10. And if you're taking a statin, and it's a great supplement for most of us anyway, even if you're not taking a statin, but especially if you are. So that's it for this week, and I look forward to sharing more next week.